Hi, I'm Sandy Carden. Welcome to fall in sunny San Diego. I'm going to take you through a stretch and relax routine that's going to make your body feel so good. I call it the next best thing to a massage. So we're going to begin down on the floor. You can have a mat or a towel, and you'll need a stretch strap or a bathrobe tie to assist you in this routine. So first, you're going to hold your hamstrings and make sure you've got room behind you when you lie back, because you're going to round the back, blow out, then lift the chest, breathe in. Round the back, blow out, lift the chest, breathe in. Two more. Tucking the chin, keeping the shoulders down. Now we're going to go all the way back down to the ground and switch our hold to the tops of the knees. I'm going to scoot down a little. With your hands on your kneecaps, you're going to begin circling your lower body as long as your arms are. We'll do nice big circles. This is to loosen up the back and the hips, and then switch directions. Breathing all the while. And then you're going to hold, open up the knees, reach for your ankles, putting the feet together and push those knees apart as much as you can. Keep breathing, and you'll breathe about 4 or 5 times in each stretch position that we're in, sending oxygen to a certain part of the body in a lengthened state to really rejuvenate your joints and muscles. Keeping the shoulders relaxed. Then we're going to bring the knees together and alternate, one leg out long, one leg in. And at your pace with control, you're going to keep switching the legs to separate through the hips and thighs. Use control and keep your abdomen in. You're going to get a nice separation. Feels good to both the back and the hip in the front. Then we'll keep this left leg in, begin circling the ankle, both directions. Nice deep breaths. And then we'll put the right hand on the left knee, left arm out. We're going to rotate over as far as you can go, continuing to look up to the sky or back away from the knee. Nice deep breath. Twists are really good for the internal organs, and it feels so good to the back and waist, as well as your hip. We've got such nice weather here. I hope you can enjoy it vicariously through me and this stretch routine. And then coming back, we're going to switch legs. Send that left one out, draw the right one in, and circle the ankle around both ways. Get rid of those Rice Krispies. And then left hand on the knee, right arm out to the side. We'll rotate over as far as you can, whatever's comfortable. As you stretch more regularly, you'll be able to go further. Or it just might not feel as tight. Both are good news. Yeah, this is a good preparation for our deeper hip stretches to come. And then we'll come back to the center. We'll place this right foot on the floor or ground and cross your left ankle on the right knee. Push that knee away to open up the hip. And then we'll begin rocking the lower legs to loosen up your back and hips. Go as far as it is comfortable, taking your time. You always want to use control. And then we'll reach through. And if your arms are long enough, you'll reach through and grab that right thigh, pushing the left out with your elbow. If not, this is a good time to use your strap to reach through and hold that right leg up. The strap can be a nice arm extender, especially if you're tight or your arms aren't long enough, either one. And we'll hold, stretch, and breathe. Wherever you're tight, that's where you'll feel it, whether it's the hip, the glute, or the groin. And then let's send that right foot up to the sky. Flex your foot, toes toward the nose. And then we'll float that leg back down. I don't need the strap, so I'm going to use my hands, but keep using the strap if you need to. Now I'm going to have you rock side to side to loosen up and encourage circulation and breathing and get rid of muscle tension. Take one more deep breath here and release. And then we'll uncross, take right over left, push that knee away to open up the hip, and we'll do our rocking. If you want to just breathe through the nose, that retains your body temperature and your energy. They do that a lot in yoga. But I find it nice to inhale through the nose and dissipate with exhale through the mouth. Now we'll reach through, bring up that left leg and push the right one out with your elbow. Whew. They have a saying, right side is the tight side, and that is very true for me. Again, you can use your strap or just keep holding with your hands. You want to keep those shoulders relaxed. And then once again, let's send that foot up to the sky or ceiling. Flex your toes toward the nose. Let that leg float back down. And then let's do our rocking side to side to increase circulation and decrease muscle tension. It can be nice to put music on while we're stretching, but I'm keeping it off so that you can hear me speak and cue you. And then we'll release that leg, uncross. Now let's take the strap around both feet, send them upwards to open up the back of the legs, and then we'll inhale the legs a little bit away, exhale, pull them towards you, inhale away, exhale, pull towards you. This is to open up the back of the body. Close the front with the help of our strap or bathrobe tie. And then we're going to take our right leg out. And if you don't need back support, the leg is straight. If you do need back support, keep it bent. Okay? We're going to send this left leg all the way down to the ground or floor and pull it back up to that stretch. And then extend down again, going for a longer leg, and back up to that stretch. And even though we're pulling down on the strap, you want to lift up and away through the foot, really going for a longer leg, and pull back up to your stretch. And then let's bring this leg over the midline of the body, keeping the hip down and keeping that foot up towards your head in the mouth. This will get the IT band, iliotibial band on the outside, and a good part of the hamstring and hip. back to center with our leg. We're going to bend the right knee because the right knee's going right, left leg's going left, keeping our hips even, abdominals tight. And again, keep that foot up towards your head in the amount. Take some nice deep breaths in. And then we'll come back to the center with both legs. We're going to switch the feet. The right one goes up into the strap, left one comes out. And you can either have that left leg flat or bent if you need the support for your back. Then we're going to send this right leg all the way down to the floor, going for a longer leg. And pull it back up to your stretch. And again, send it all the way down, going for a longer leg. And back up to the stretch. That's why the strap is so helpful, because sometimes you might just be able to get to here, and it can still be helpful. And then we'll bend this leg over your midline about 4 to 6 inches, keeping that foot up towards your head. Really is a nice stretch. Stretching is the way we thank our bodies for what they do for us. I call it the dessert of exercise, because you save the best for last. And we'll come back to center. Open our hips. Left knee goes left, right leg goes right. Keeping that foot up towards your head in the amount. Try to breathe all the way into your abdomen and belly so it expands and contracts. That way you know the breath is going in far enough. And we'll take this off, come back to center, and now we're going to take our feet pretty wide as the mat or towel, because you want to open the hips by keeping the feet and knees separated. And both knees need to get as close to the ground as they can, and you'll look away from the knees. Then you're going to squeeze your buttocks to push the hip and thigh forward and relax. And you'll do that a few times. Squeeze and relax. It's a nice opening to the hip and thigh. And then we'll go the other way, knees apart, feet apart, squeezing the buttocks. And then you can look back away from the knees. And squeeze and relax. You want to try to get each knee as close to the ground as you can. And then we'll come back up to center, and we're going to turn on our side. You can face me so you can see. We'll bend the knees to anchor the lower body and start with the shoulder circle. So we prepare the joint first before the whole limb, and then the arm's going to come in front at 3 o'clock, overhead at 12, carefully back at 9, and down over the hip at 6. So this is called a sideline arm circle or a shoulder clock. And it's really nice to let gravity help us with the stretch to the upper body. You want to go slow and low. And if you're real tight, you might not be able to go as low. But just go slow, because that's the most important part of the stretch. Because the slower you go, the more you'll feel the stretch in each position. Then we'll bring up this knee, get your ankle, and draw it back toward the buttocks. Here you want to keep your abdomen in for back support and protection, holding the foot or ankle to open up our hip and thigh. Nice deep breaths. If you're real flexible, you can squeeze your buttocks because that will push the hip forward more and increase the stretch down that thigh. Now we're going to release this leg after one more breath and send it out in front of you like a kickstand. Then slowly open that top arm behind you for a big twist to the body. I call this the king size bed stretch because you need a lot of room. Twists are real good for your organs. Remember I said that earlier. So you want to breathe all the way into your abdomen so they get nourished with a nice circulation breath. And then we'll come back to the front with that arm. We'll stack our knees. Switch positions. So you're going to slowly press yourself up to a seated position. We're going to spin the legs around. That way we can keep facing each other and you can see what I'm doing and hear me better. So we'll bend the knees to anchor the lower body and start with our shoulder circle to prepare the joint and the arm. And then that whole arm's going to begin to come forward to 3, slowly overhead to 12, carefully back behind us at 9, and over the hip at 6, and we'll keep going with a few more slow, low circles. You also want to go slow behind you so there's no surprises and you don't pull anything or overdo it. You keep it small and slow at first. And then we'll rest that arm, bring up your top knee, get the ankle and draw that back towards your buttocks. This is another stretch where if your arms weren't long enough, you could put the strap around your foot and hold the strap back there to open up your hip and thigh. You're tight too, and sometimes if you have a knee issue, you'll need to use some assistance. I've got good pant legs on, so I could even use my pant leg to hold it back there. But keep those abdominals in for support, and you can squeeze your glutes to really get more stretch to that front hip and thigh. And then we'll release. We're going to do our king size bed stretch, so bring that leg up in front as high as you can. Slowly open it up behind you. Really is nice weather here, but we pay for it. It's worth it though. Stack those knees again. Now we're going to roll onto your stomach. And you're going to come up on your elbows in supported extension. And you'll either go back down flat and back up to extension, or you can go from supported extension to greater extension. Either one. Flat, supported, greater. And when you do greater or even in supported, you can have your glutes tight. Squeeze your buttocks because that keeps the back from straining, especially if you go up higher. But extension work is really good for your back. Now let's bring our hands by our chest, press up to the knees, and here we'll do an extended, rounding and Flexing of the spine. Inhale again. Exhale, round and tuck. One more time in and out. And then we'll walk our hands toward the legs and up off of the hands. Let's take our shoulders around again. Going forward, up, back, and down, because each direction stretches a different part of the upper body. Shoulder rolls are very good for your shoulder. And then you want to remain down and back. And then with the tall torso, you're going to lean side to side with your head and hand to get a lateral stretch to the neck, waist, and spine. Staying nice and long through the torso. And then center, we'll put a strong leg out in front. Curl your back toes so when you come up, both legs are going to help you. And we're coming up to a standing position now. Is it still good? Take a deep breath in. Exhale wide away through the hands. One more time in. Hands come together to your heart center. Thank you so much. You are stretched and relaxed.